guys, it's Thursday, the 26th. Time for pop culture. I'm letting him do it this week. We're gonna roll right into it, and I am sick of this, and it needs to stop right now. They've introduced another character into Batman vs Superman. They might as well just call this the pre-Justice League movie.
It is not even. No. Take the word pre out.
They might. It's Justice League the movie. That's what it is. Because they've got Batman,
Woman.
Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg.
By the way, Wonder Woman looks amazing, y'all.
I'm not looking at anything yet, but they just added Jason Momoa, the guy who played the giant, beastly dude. I don't remember his name in the first season of Game of Thrones. And
big, like tank looking dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't miss him. He you know, you really can't. He knocked up the mother of dragons and all that jazz.
The Hubble telescope points away from the Earth, still picks him up.
He's
a big dude.
He's gonna be playing Aquaman.
Which I was like, wait a minute, what?
Now, I understand they're probably trying to go with the Aquaman that was the grittier late 90s, early 2000s Aquaman, where he got his hand eaten by piranhas and replaced with the hook.
And I like this. First of all, I like him.
I don't think he's too big, because Aquaman back then was huge, and he was ripped, and he was... All right. That's like the only Aquaman that I can think of that was a baller. Like, I was like, yeah, I would totally hang out and have a beer with that Aquaman.
All right.
He
But
I remember
is he
him.
A shark fighter? That's playing in my head right now.
Well, that's the thing. The man rode on sharks and punched a manta ray in the face.
He fights for love, not for money.
No, he fights for just murder, straight up murdering folks.
Yeah.
And you know, Jason Momoa's huge. I just think it's a little weird when I think of Aquaman. I do think of a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, kind of pale dude. He's not getting a lot of sunlight. He hangs out at the bottom of the friggin' ocean.
True.
You know, so.
But really, the moral of the story isn't even the fact that he's playing Aquaman.
It's stop putting characters into this movie.
That's the thing.
You're becoming Spider-Man 3 all over again, and that's not going to end well for anybody. This is your first big attempt to maybe topple a little bit of Marvel money.
You're ruining it.
You're ruining it the way that they're ruining Ant-Man. And this is too big of a title for you to just
You had to bring up Ant-Man.
Had to bring it up. Had to be done.
Still doesn't have a director. Hashtag no director.
No director.
Hashtag you're screwing it up, Disney.
6 years and no director. That's the darkest timeline.
The darkest timeline.
So what do you got for me this week?
I want to talk Harry Potter for just a quick second.
They are opening. Is it the new ride? The Green Gots?
This isn't a ride. This is like a whole freaking like.
They add an expansion to the park. Oh, that's right. They're adding the evil alley thing. Is it Diagon Alley?
The Diagon Alley. The whole thing. I mean, it looks opens in July.
Well, as far as I know, that they had all the people who originally built those sets come in. And they basically rebuilt full version.
Look, they have Disney money. So Universal money.
They have Universal money, and they've got Harry Potter money.
Yeah, sorry.
Harry Potter money is basically a license to print whatever you want.
And even though I'm not a huge Potterhead, I do like Harry Potter. Yeah. I want to go to this theme park.
I do also want to go to the theme park. I want to get a wand from the thing, and I want to get some butterbeer going on, and I think it's really cool.
I do too. So, not a lot to say except that I want to go to Florida now. And that's weird, because I never wanted to Florida.
So, we got a bunch of movies that they've...
We got a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Some that we wanted, some that no one asked for at all.
So, Paramount listed their new... For
2016.
This is 2 years out.
This is their big lineup.
So, Transformers 4 isn't out yet.
Nope.
But T5 has a release date.
Because, again, it's Transformer money, and it doesn't matter... Even if you don't go, if no one goes to see the movie, it'll still make a bajillion dollars.
In a world where Michael Bay screws up yet another Transformers
movie.
movie.
Man, I loved 1 and 3. 2 we don't talk about, and I think 4 is going to be amazing.
I didn't like 3 that much.
Optimus Prime
riding on Grimlock.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's like,
true.
And we've got a friend. We share a friend in common who is very upset.
Oh.
And very butthurt. And he's like, Grimlock's too big. Yeah. Optimus would never ride Grimlock. And I'm like, I need you to chill out real quick and let me have this childhood moment that I could only recreate with toys in my bedroom when I was 5.
Exactly. Now, what I wonder is if they're gonna address the recall for Bumblebee.
I doubt it. I mean, that's
sorry. So y'all know, because we've talked about it.
GM did their
They
big
recalled
recall.
every 5th generation Camaro recently to add to the 14 million.
Which, talk about recalls. GM has had a lot of recall problems, but
it's like
but
15
Bumblebee,
million cars. Yeah.
The new Bumblebee is a 5th generation Camaro.
Well, and he's a 2015 5th gen too. So it's actually kind of sexy looking.
He is. It's really sleek. You want to talk about looking like a Batmobile?
It does look like a yellow Batmobile.
Now here's the thing: my mom used to own a Camaro back in the early '90s when they also kind of looked very Batmobile-y.
Yeah,
and it was hunter green
with those. Oh God, she had one of those. There were so many of them. I had a teacher that
I
had
will
one of those.
tell you that those
Camaro.
It had T-tops. It wasn't convertible. It was T-tops. Because, I mean, you know, if you're not rocking T-tops...
There's nothing 90s
you're just
like
not cool.
freaking T-tops. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I was rocking some cut-off jeans at that point, thinking I was awesome, and a rat tail.
Oh, dude.
So, watching Beavis and Butthead in the afternoon.
I had a mullet. I can't say
that thing would disappear at night. I don't know what it was with that specific hunter green color. You couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So, but
so other movies. So, G.I. Joe 3.
I'm really excited about this. 2 was not...
Oh, 2 was terrible. I'm sorry.
It wasn't terrible?
It was terrible.
It wasn't terrible. And I
see London. I see France. I see them screwing up an entire movie.
I hate to do this, but you know the biggest problem... And you'll never hear me say this about another movie.
Okay.
The biggest thing that they screwed up was they killed off Channing Tatum.
You're right, though.
I hate to admit that, but his character...
No. You're absolutely right.
And the bromance between Marlon Wayans and him in the first one...
I like Tatum. Or Channing Tatum. Tatum Channing.
What the hell is his name? It's Channing Tatum. It's role dependent for me.
No, I liked him in White House Down.
I loved him in White House Down. It's fantastic.
Saying.
I need to see more movies
I even like
him
Jamie Foxx in White House Down, and you know how I am about Jamie Foxx. So
I need to see more Channing Tatum bromance movies because that's what I want him in.
22 Jump Street. Just saying.
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard both good things and very bad things, so it's going to be a matinee probably tomorrow.
We'll stop talking about that.
So what's the next one?
The next movie, is it a reboot? Is it a remake? Is it a sequel? All we know is Eddie Murphy's in it.
Yeah, he is confirmed to be in it because he said that he wasn't going to do crappy movies anymore.
Question mark?
Beverly Hills
or
Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop 4 question mark? Or Beverly Hills Cop 1 the remake?
The next thing they're doing, The Golden Child 2. That's coming out, you know.
Oh my God. See, I would see that movie.
I would too.
I want the child. I'm just saying. I mean, come on.
Golden Child was one of the best. That would be like if they came out and they were doing Trading Spaces 30 years later. I would go see that movie.
I would see the hell out of that movie.
Absolutely. Come on, Mortimer. Let's make a bet for $1.
Yeah. I had this dream, and you were in it, and you were... So
I don't think that Beverly Hills Cop 4 is something that anybody asked for. I'll still see it.
I want to see Judge Reinhold come back because
he ain't doing nothing.
He's doing nothing.
He ain't done nothing since the Clerks cartoon when he played a judge. He played Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, which come on.
So I mean, that's classic.
Funny. So Paranormal Activity 5.
I just don't.
Here's
know
a
if
sequel
I care
no one
anymore.
needs to see.
I don't know if I care anymore.
All right, so here's my take on the whole series. Paranormal Activity. Cute little movie.
It was clever. I loved the first one.
I thought they did. It was a good found footage type movie, right?
For a movie that changed everything. Right. It was made for like 28,000.
Right.
No, I'm like 220.
Well, it was
very little.
For me, what Blair Witch was supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, Blair Witch did its. I mean,
I hated Blair Witch. I'm sorry.
It had its thing, but.
And then Paranormal Activity 2 came out, and I was like,
I enjoyed that one as well. I stopped at 3 though. I was like, and I'm done.
And then 3, right? Now we're basically
doing Saw movies.
Well,
I was going
to say we're in Final Destination mode at this point.
But I love those movies, and you keep making those, and I'll keep watching them. So. Except for the one about the roller coaster, which was stupid.
Was that the one where Ali Larter finally died?
I think so.
All right.
Now, let's talk about the movie that's on this list that no one asked for.
Yeah, speaking of movies no one asked for. So the original movie made a whopping $55 million in the box office.
Oh, man.
Just so you know, that is.
I don't even think it covered its budget.
No, that's less than A Million Ways to Die made.
Mm-hmm.
And
that tanked.
It tanked, by the way.
Great movie, though.
We've said this a million times. Go see the damn movie.
I know it's going to be a huge hit on DVD.
It'll be massively hit. But Hansel and Gretel...
Witch Hunters 2, or what's it called? Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters 2. Because apparently you guys need more Hawkeye.
You need more Jeremy Renner. I don't need more.
I don't need more Jeremy Renner. It's not that I don't like Jeremy Renner, but y'all be putting him in bad roles. I don't.
And he is the only reason they're doing this movie.
I know, because he's got that Avengers fame, and even his Bourne role thing didn't. They were like, "Yeah, we're gonna make like 4 movies out of this." No, you're not. That was not good.
Bourne was. Speaking of Bourne, guess who's coming back?
More like. Reborn. Yeah! I feel like I should take off like some sunglasses at that point.
Yeah. Do your whole CSI Miami thing.
That's right.
Guess who's been reborn?
I guess he's been
Matt
reborn.
Damon.
That's right, Matt Damon.
Back.
Matt Damon.
Now we should preface this.
It's not.
It is a rumor. It's not official. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's official because
I'm pretty sure that he probably wants to buy a new car or something. So he's like, yeah, I guess I'll do another Bourne movie.
Yeah.
which they're amazing.
That's not for 2016, but we just had to throw that in there because we were talking about Renner and
yeah, I mean it was coming. So is there anything else we got on that list?
There is one more movie.
What is the other movie?
Star Trek.
Oh my God!
Finally got a date. I mean, we've been
everybody had been wondering, and the big question was, is it going to go up against Star Wars?
Right? Was it 2015? Was it 2016? We didn't know.
So now we know, and they're both launching in 2016. Is that correct?
Yes.
Woo!
Yes. Yeah.
I guarantee you that's going to be a summer. I don't want to see the box office from that.
Thing, right?
That's
so
going to be nuts.
J.J. Abrams, the big Star Trek guy, is directing the Star Wars movie that comes out in 2016, not the Star Trek movie. But he's not directing the next two.
That's right.
So Rain Johnson has officially
been selected.
This is not a rumor. This is legit to write and direct the next two Star Trek movies. That'd be 8 and 9 for those of you keeping count. Yes, even though we don't like to admit it, there are 6 movies.
I've never seen the first 3 though. It would be glorious if they would release those sometime.
Right? Oh, speaking of which. They're releasing them again in theaters.
I know. They're releasing all of them together.
But
redone again.
But I think because
it's for a Blu-ray release.
Lucas isn't doing it. They're going back to the original
No,
audio.
I've heard that they're going back to. Actually, I've heard that the first 3 films. When I say the first 3 films, I mean 4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6
will be released
77, 80, and 83
in their original
theatrical format.
Yep.
Only
it'll be
being remastered,
which
means that
they'll be doing the colors.
Like
and,
if you've ever seen a good example of an epically remastered movie,
are you going to say
The Wizard of Oz?
Good Lord!
You know I'm going to say that movie.
I'm going to make a supercut of how many times you've mentioned that dang movie on this show.
Because it is the standard for remastering.
It's glorious because that was the very first movie to be done in
frame by
Technicolor.
8,000 resolutions, 8,000 lines of resolution when they rescan that 35mm film. It looks amazing. So that's the standard. But yeah, so they're gonna go back to the theatrical release. None of that George Lucas Blu-ray bullshit. Like every time he would release that movie again,
it was ridiculous.
It got worse.
Hey, let's add another Hayden Christensen in here. Let's just this movie we're just gonna replace all the clone troopers with Hayden Christensen.
That reminds me of. Have you seen Trekkies and Trilogies?
I have. Yeah.
How it should have ended. Where he's like, hey, wouldn't it be weird if I came back as a younger me? Like,
yeah.
no, God, don't do that.
No.
You killed all of us as children.
So there's a picture out on the interwebs this week of what I assume is a Transformer, but was recently told that it's actually
it's the Shredder.
It's Shredder from.
All right, this should be no surprise because who's directing TMNT?
Michael Bay.
And what is Michael Bay like?
Transformers
and explosions
and ruining my childhood.
And he can't have explosions or not as many as he'd like
without
in
Transformers.
TMNT. So the Shredder is he's a Transformer.
I mean. I don't know what to say about it. I'm still going to go see the movie. I really still... And a lot of people are freaked out about the faces on the turtles.
I like the faces.
I like the faces. I don't care. I think the turtles look ball.
I think they look great. I like in the trailer, was it Raphael? I think
like Barton Laird
or was it...
It's Michelangelo.
Who
takes off the mask.
No,
it's just a mask. So
that's a good,
it's a good line. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. And this is Nickelodeon doing their very first big, Nickelodeon put a lot of money into this.
Like, they put Nintendo money behind this.
They did. And that's the weirdest thing. You want to talk about a place that's been around for a long time?
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon is the kids' channel. The only person who's ever managed to even come close to competing with them was Cartoon Network. And they're
the adult kid channel.
That's the thing. They eventually were like, you know what? Screw it. We don't want your business anymore. We're going to go for teenagers and up.
Yep.
And we're going to take that 24 to 32 demographic.
Yeah, absolutely, mostly up. Because, Adult Swim,
which
keeps getting bigger
now.
and bigger and bigger in its timeline.
It starts at 9 now. I'm like, what?
Adult Swim starts at 4:55 in the
afternoon. Yeah. Actually, it just becomes the Adult Swim channel 3 years from now.
It'll be playing at old folks' homes,
It will. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I remember when C-Lab 2021 came on the first time.
And there's a remake. Oh, I almost forgot. They're remaking Ben-Hur.
Yeah. Because that's what I wanted you guys to do.
That's coming out in 2016.
Who's going to go see that, though? What audience are they targeting with a Ben-Hur movie?
I can't figure that out, right? Because
it's not Gladiator or something that I care about.
People who are Charlton Heston fans who like the original Ben-Hur, this is an iconic movie.
I realize it is, and I mean...
You're not going to get them to go watch it because they don't want a reboot.
They don't want it.
And everybody
there's
else
only 5 of those left alive,
right.
so...
True. 4. One died today.
Okay.
So... And then everybody else doesn't.
End.
I don't know that anyone else gives a shit.
I don't.
I mean, I don't mean to be mean.
Troy is cool. 300 was cool. Gladiator was cool. All this stuff. But you give me Ben-Hur, and I'm like, he's gonna race a chariot. Okay, cool. Did we already have Chariots of Fire?
2015. Yeah, we did. So 2015, the new Terminator movie comes out.
Excited. Matt Smith's in it.
I know. Arnold Schwarzenegger's in it too.
Wow, I can't wait.
Friday the 13th has a sequel coming out next year. That's a little bit weird on me. And
Rob Zombie directing it?
MI5
Everybody's really okay. So like, I want to know how Mission Impossible started out to be like really terrible, because that first movie's just bad. I don't care what you say.
Oh, it's really bad. It's really really bad. And when you think about it, now forgetting
you killed Emilio Estevez in like the first 30 minutes.
I mean,
of the movie.
we'll take Tom Cruise out for just a minute. John Voight is in this movie, so it's not like there's crappy actors.
They have a great cast.
It's an amazing cast.
It was awful. It was so mishmash all over the place.
It almost reminded me of Enemy of the State a little bit.
Yeah, except that movie was good.
But I mean, like, they were trying to be Enemy of the State because John Voight was in that too, and they were basically the same guy.
Was John Voight an Enemy of the State?
Yeah,
I
he
thought
was
it was
the
Gene
secretary.
Hackman.
No, well, Gene Hackman was the NSA employee.
Will Smith, you gotta come with me. We got
right. But no, John Voight was the senator who had the other dude killed. For
that's right.
That was
John.
That was John Voight. So I mean,
John Voight was like every bad guy back in like the late 90s and early 2000s.
Totally. So anyway, so there's next couple of years are going to be weird for movies, but the biggest reason that I wanted to talk about this list, and we're going to leave it at that, is this goes back to kind of my overall arching, damn it, Hollywood, stop rebooting shit.
Well, they can't all be good ideas, but the problem is
they can't all be original ideas, or none of them.
That's
apparently.
the thing. Hollywood doesn't want, and we talked about this. Hollywood doesn't want to spend the little amount of money to try an original idea and take a loss on it when they could do a horrible movie and still make enough profit off the top to justify their bottom line at the end of the year.
I know.
So even if they break the budget and they just like hit budget in theaters, the DVD sales.
And then the problem is, I bitch and I piss and I moan, and yet you know what? I'm excited for. Yes, because I want to see the new Terminator movie. I want to see the reboot of Beverly Hills Cop. So they get me both ways. I get pissed off, and then I still go see the damn movie anyway.
Yeah, you'll forget about it, and once you see the trailer, and it'll be over. Yeah. That's just life. Damn it. So
moving on a little bit, I just wanted to call something out. I called this 2 months ago?
Yeah.
2 months ago. I made a comment about Netflix had a new logo.
We actually did talk about that. Yeah. And now they finally pushed their new logo.
They're finally admitting that they have a new logo.
They redesigned the website to match what we've already been seeing. Well, and the app to match what we've already been seeing on Xbox and on PlayStation.
Well, and in the commercials for some of their shows, like the Orange is the New Black trailers that were out for late May.
And I'm gonna say this, and you can go ahead and
well,
I freaking hate the new logo. I think it looks pretty.
You don't hate the new logo?
I hate the freaking app button change.
Right. You hate the fact that the app is not red anymore. It's white. Yeah. So
I spent 5 minutes at the gym looking for that, and I only have 3 pages of apps to go through.
Why don't you just hold your button down and say, Siri, open Netflix?
I'm lazy.
All right. Well, I'm just, that's what I do.
I don't know. I don't be that guy in the gym talking to my iPad. I look creepy enough the fact that I'm the guy in the gym who's holding an iPad. So.
Touche.
Now I make that sound bad, like I'm over here like doing like workouts. I'm like, yeah, Orange is the New Black. It's super cool. I actually just watch it while I'm running.
All right, so we have one. I have one last story that I wanted to hit, but you wanted to mention something first, I think, didn't you?
Not well. I mean, I wanted to talk about this right here. This is something that you put up there.
Yes. I know, but I knew you wanted to mention it.
I do. Okay, stop making Resident Evil movies. Stop.
Well, they are. That's the story. So Resident Evil 6, the final chapter is. It's over.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Now, do you know
why
it's over?
And then they'll make a bunch of money because they'll come out because they're going to kill Alice finally.
That's irrelevant. Mila's done with the movie.
Yeah.
Like she's just done.
So they'll be rebooting this movie in 3 years.
So
from
what
now.
she
Quote
wants
me on
to
that?
Yeah. So I think she wants to make another Aeon Flux. I'm kidding. And God, did I just put an idea in Hollywood's mind?
Yeah.
I hope not.
That's like just saying, like, you know what we really need? Ultraviolet 2.
Oh, you made it worse.
You know, and it's funny. I'm pretty sure that there's a satellite tracking me somewhere.
That was Charlize Theron, right?
Yeah, it was.
Ultraviolet?
But,
or did I get those?
I think you got them backwards.
I got those backwards. I'm sorry.
But back in 2007, I was joking around about how, like, I'll be talking about a movie or something, and then I'll hear about it on the news, and I was, like, talking about the, like, Attack on L.A., or not Attack on, but the...
Escape from L.A.?
Escape from L.A., Escape from New York, and I was like, next thing you know, they're going to send Snake Plissken into space, it's going to be Attack on Earth. And literally 3 months later, it was like, Hollywood reporting around doing Attack on Earth. And I was like, no way. I was like, I'm done. I quit. Yeah, I'm no longer making predictions.
Yeah, because they come true. And we're trying to make them as a joke. Not for reals.
Not for realsies.
It's for play. Mm-hmm. All right.
Seriously. So speaking of for play. We gotta talk about an internet video that
we're gonna shift
love.
gears because pop culture, even though we tend to focus on movies and TV,
but it also deals with funny internet videos.
So if you guys know or have ever, first of all, if you've never seen
UHF,
are
you gonna say UHF?
I was actually.
Yeah, UHF.
So
that is a fantastic film. It's got Kramer in it.
It does. He's a janitor. Mm-hmm. He's a janitor in that movie, and is Weird Al Yankovic, right?
Mm-hmm. One of the greatest comedy minds of
ever.
Yes,
and that's the right way to say it because he writes original music, he writes parody music. I like them both. Like the Night Santa Went Crazy, for example.
That is
one
song. I can't not pass a Christmas by and listen. I mean,
absolutely, it's in my Christmas playlist.
That goes with that and Jingle on the Way. They go together. I gotta have those on the same day.
I'm with you. But he did something recently.
He did.
So we actually posted about this. You probably saw it. If you didn't go watch it yet. And if you don't know what epic rap battles through history are... Who won? You decide!
You decide!
ERB, seriously... If
Look
you don't,
it up on the YouTubes, kids.
Some of my favorite ones before we get to this one are Babe Ruth and Lance Armstrong, because Babe Ruth ends the rap with, and you're out with 3 strikes and just 1 ball.
And that's the thing. I also happen to love...
Miley Cyrus... getting her just ass handed to her by Joan of Arc. That was good.
One of my favorites was Martin Luther King versus Mahatma Gandhi, which was Key and Peele. I almost said Kid and Play for a second, and then I was going to be like, oh, I'm glad I didn't say that. And they were absolutely hilarious. Hysterical.
Hey, ERB, if you're watching, I want to see an epic rap battle between Kid and Play.
I would love to see... No, I don't want to see that. I'm sorry. No.
Think about Kid and Play with the way they do writing, though. It would be hilarious. Because they would make fun of House Party. Like, they'd make Kids Truck in House Party 3.
Yeah. I mean, you could just look at Martin Lawrence's career after. But yeah, so Weird Al was in it. They did. So
it was science. It was Bill Nye the Science Guy
versus Isaac Newton.
Who was played by Weird Al Yankovic.
And although I really want to say Weird Al put the smash on it,
no. He did. Oh, by the way, he did.
Spoiler alert.
He would have won had what you're about to say not happened.
Spoiler alert. Neither one of them won this battle.
Nope, they did not. And Weird Al fought violently. He was amazing. It was awesome.
Until Neil deGrasse Tyson showed up out of nowhere and put the swag in science.
Oh my God! I put the swag back in science. I mean, he killed it. 2NATV, I think.
Yeah.
His YouTube channel, The Guest, and
murdered it. Did perfect.
Dude.
Whoa, we got a badass over here.
Yeah. I'm the black science guy.
Yeah, dude, that was... I'm Hayden Planetary Fly.
Oh my God, it was just... if you haven't seen this video...
You need to go watch it. I've probably seen it like 7 times this week.
I watched it twice today.
I almost bought the single. Like, that's... And I don't buy stuff like that.
I'm thinking about doing it. It's on iTunes. You can get it for $1.
Yeah.
I'm seriously considering it because it's freaking hilarious.
It's absolutely fantastic. So we got a voicemail.
We totally got a voicemail.
Now, if you guys don't know, you can always leave us voicemails. 480-STUPID-9.
That's right.
And
Kirk called us this week.
Kirk called us this week, and he wanted to discuss, because I'm not going to say Steven, I basically said that if you didn't have Netflix...
You're doing it wrong.
You're a communist, and you're dead to me.
And Kirk's like, screw you, hippie.
Well, do you want to play it? Do you have...
Yeah, so if you just take a listen to this...
Hey, this is Kirk. RJ had mentioned that everybody should have Netflix. If they do not, I currently do not have Netflix. In fact, I haven't even watched television at all this year. I just don't need TV in my life anymore. With the free content available on the internet, with YouTube, websites like Achievement Hunter, Rooster Teeth, and then the different games that are available as well, things like Steam and PC gaming, I just don't need television. And so as such, I don't need to pay for a service that lets me watch more television.
All right, so... I'm not taking it back by any means. I still think...
you don't apologize for anything.
I don't apologize for anything. Yeah. But I will say, okay, Kirk, you're not a communist just because you're not weird because you don't have Netflix. Yeah. It's just... I agree with that. I kind of do agree with that. You got a bunch of free content on the internet that you can watch.
And every day we're getting a little bit more, right? But...
The internet is a television replacement for me, but I need Netflix because I binge watch shows. If I don't want to do anything and I'm too lazy to even turn my computer on, I'm just like,
horrible.
Boop.
I mean, so you guys, just so you understand, I have a full cable subscription through AT&T Uverse.
Mm-hmm. Then don't you have Comcast cable too? Or no?
Technically, I get a few channels on demand because I have their cable business service, right? So I have my television.
I have Prime.
I have Amazon
Netflix,
Prime,
Hulu.
I have Hulu, and I do pay for Hulu Plus, by the way. So I don't just say I watch Hulu. I pay for Hulu Plus.
You have to.
And Amazon. And I have
you have all
of
the
it.
services. Yeah.
Every one of them.
I personally don't have cable. I haven't actually watched television in.
I record tons and tons of TV.
Okay, don't get me wrong. We pay for cable at the house, right?
Right.
I just don't have it in my room.
Right.
But because I pay for it, I don't feel bad about the way I go about watching my stuff because I still pay for cable, whatever, you know. But I mean, I completely understand. It's not super weird or anything. So I really appreciate you calling in and you know.
And that's something I think we need to talk more about is cord cutting.
I think cord cutting is coming. Yeah. And I was just talking to somebody the day that HBO decides that they're going to do digital subscription.
Once they go a la carte subscription
they're
online,
going to realize that their actual channel is costing them more money than anything, and a digital-only platform is coming once we get the architecture that will support it.
Well, we have that. The problem with HBO, and up until recently, the cable companies have kind of like owned HBO. I mean, literally. When I say owned, I mean
they've Time Warner actually.
They've held them by the balls. They're like, no, and, you know, because they subsidize the crap out of HBO for HBO.
Yeah.
And so that they contractually can't do a la carte.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason. But that's coming to an end.
Well, that's all I got for pop culture this week. Do you guys want to stick around tomorrow for best of?
Because we're going to talk more TV.
We're actually going to go over our top 5 favorite shows. We're going to do it kind of quick tomorrow. Tomorrow's will be a quickie.
He tried to get me to do top 5 canceled shows, and I don't want to cry on television.
I just wanted his list to say Firefly, 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 and then watch him cry on the YouTubes. So that every time I just be like, hey, remember that one time when you cried in front of a bunch of people who watch our show? Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So, but we are talking 5 favorite shows. Yep. 5 favorite former shows.
Yeah, former shows. They're either wrapped or canned. Right. So we'll be back with that tomorrow. Make sure to like us on the Facebook.
And subscribe to us on the YouTube.
And we'll see you tomorrow.